Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Owen and Thomas. This is a reaction video to the weigh-in between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol ahead of tomorrow night in Saudi Arabia. Of course, the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world, fight of the year, undefeated versus undefeated, fantastic clash of styles, whatever you want to call it. Owen, I'll start with you. Both fighters have made weight. What did you think of that?
Everything as expected. I think from Beterbiev's side of things, I've seen people on Twitter or X, whatever people want to call it. Some of my friends have said the same thing. Everyone's going with Beterbiev too old. He's looked old. He's looking older. I think he looked great on the scales. Nothing to me says that's an old man. Nothing to me says that's a man that's not as mean as ever. I think both in incredible shape, especially Beterbiev at what, 39, nearly 40, to be in that shape and at the top of boxing is a statement in itself. So I think both men look ready to go. I've been watching all the build up, as I said to you. I think this is the most hyped I've ever been for a boxing event in my lifetime. I think all was expected. They're consummate professionals. If either of these didn't make weight or if they looked poor on the scales, I
Yeah.
would be baffled. So I think did either of them look better than the other? I think it's really hard to say. But for me, for Bivolers, not Bivol, sorry, Beterbiev, not any doubters, but he silenced a few questions in terms of how's he looked in training, that knee injury, how's he going to come in shape wise, and looks ready to go to me.
Yeah, definitely. I think Beterbiev, look, he's 39, but he's a young 39.
Hmm.
He's not had a huge amount of fights. He's obviously not lost. He's been in some wars. Let's not forget that. But no, he's a young 39. We'll have to see kind of how long he fights on for. I think one factor about the weigh-in was with these Saudi fight weeks, they're long fight weeks. You've got
Hmm.
grand arrivals, big open slash media workouts, big press conference. It's a long fight week and it's a big fight week as well.
Yeah.
There's kind of a lot of media, a lot of cameras. So someone like Beterbiev who doesn't like talking anyway, you can imagine by the time he gets to the weigh-in, trying to get anything out of him at all difficult. Obviously, this was a ceremonial weigh-in. The guys actually weighed in 4, 5, 6 hours ago. We've discussed ceremonial ways in the past on this channel. Not many people are fans of them because you don't see what
Nope.
fighters are really like when they've made weight and things like that. We won't go into that. Um, Thomas, we'll go to you. We'll go right into it. One day out now, just over 24 hours to go. What's your kind of gut feeling? Are you on the fence? Are you picking someone? I know it's a tough one, but if you had to, who are you going for and why?
You know what, man? I feel like I'm leaning towards Bivol in this one, and I do, as much as you guys say, and I would agree he does look great at his age currently. I just feel that I just feel that the age advantage is going to be, in a fight where a lot of things are even, that age difference is going to be key. Um, and I just like Bivol. I think he's going to stay on the outside, use that hand speed. Um, and it's going to be tough. He's definitely going to get hit. I think it's a matter of like how he reacts to that power from Beterbiev. But if he can take it and last all 12 rounds, um, I would favor him to win the majority of rounds.
Yeah,
Um, Maybe like 8-4
yeah.
on points, maybe 7-5. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm leaning towards Bivol on this one.
Close one. Yeah, I think that's one of the big questions is what happens when
Hmm.
Beterbiev catches Bivol because it all happened at one stage. And I think also if we're kind of 8 rounds in and it's say 6-2 or 5-3 to Bivol, Bivol's got a clear lead. What does Beterbiev do then? He's been behind him in fights in the past and still won by stoppage. So yeah, look, there's so many different angles and so many big questions. Thomas going with Bivol. Owen, who are you going with, Beterbiev or Bivol?
I'm backing my guy, man, Beterbiev. I'm backing him to get the stoppage as well, very late on. I just think Bivol's going to try and box on the back foot, and I think that's the correct game plan. But in the same instance, I also think it's partly the wrong game plan because, like Thomas said, Beterbiev is going to catch you. He's going to land at some point, and if Bivol's on the back foot and Beterbiev comes after him and lands, there's only one thing that's going to happen. I think, like I say, it's two elite guys going at it. I just think Beterbiev always finds a way. You know, he has been hurt previously. I think he's been hurt of lesser fighters, but maybe bigger punchers. Like I would argue all day, Anthony Yard probably punches harder in one punch than Bivol does. But obviously, it's the ring IQ, the volume of Bivol's punches that make a difference there. But for me, I always look at like the Callum Johnson example, dropped Beterbiev, and it was almost a case of he got back up and looked at him like, who do you think you are? Same with Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard hurt him, and it's just almost like he looked at him and went, not with me. I just think Beterbiev will be losing the fight. I think he will be down on quite a few rounds. And I think rounds 10, rounds 11, if I had to put a gun to my head, because I know what you like, Elliot, I'll go round 11 for Beterbiev to, as he always has done, find a way.
One question I've got, Owen, before we do go, I'm going Beterbiev as well, by the way. I'm going
Yeah.
Beterbiev stoppage. If I had to go for a round, I'll go a bit earlier and I'll go round 8. I think it'll be around that period of the fight. If you're going round 11, that's obviously a very late stoppage. Do you think Beterbiev will be behind at the time of the stoppage, or ahead, or even, or
I think he's going to be behind. I
yeah,
think Bivol is going to win the majority of the early rounds. It wouldn't surprise me if he's 3 or 4-0 up going into sort of like the fifth round. And then I just think as it gets late on, as we've seen from Beterbiev, he might be old, but the guy's a cardio machine. For someone who's in his late 30s, the onslaughts he can provide late on.
yeah,
I just think as it gets to round 11, he could even be 4 or 5. I wouldn't want to say 6 rounds down because I think that's doing him an injustice, but I think he will be down. And to be honest, it's not a man really you want chasing after you when he's down on the cards. Let's be honest.
no, absolutely not. All right, we'll leave it there. Weigh-in reaction done. All of our content's done. If you're watching this video, if you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out our big fight breakdown for this fight, our preview, our betting tips video, and all the other content for all the other fights. Please do check back in with us tomorrow night. We'll be doing reaction content to the main event as well. Please do enjoy. Thomas, Owen, thank you for joining me, and I'll speak to both of you again very, very soon.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.